What's up, beautiful souls? Your boy Luna's back with another Reddit read, and today we are finally back on the infamous IncelTears. It's been like 2 weeks since we've explored this, so I am so excited to be back in action with this subreddit. For those of you guys that don't know, r/IncelTears is home of some of the cringiest and goofiest villains out there. I'm talking about the worst of the worst types of incels. And for those of you guys that don't know, there is a difference between a normal incel guy, like an involuntary celibate guy who's just chill, whatever, and then IncelTears folks, which are the goofy goobers that say some preposterous things towards women and other men as well. So I'm excited to see what goofiness we can get into today. But before we get started, I just want to say, if you guys enjoyed this video and you guys are new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help me towards my goal. We are so close to 13,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to hit that before the year ends. Anyways, love you guys. Let's get into this. So top post this week. Let's see what's popping. All right, women did this. We got a guy here riding a bike. This is a meme, and it says, "I would like to date women. I'll try being a conservative douchebag. ... Ow, my loneliness epidemic." Obviously, this is hyperbole, and it's not always the case, because sometimes there are conservative douchebags that find conservative women that also match, and vice versa with liberal and stuff like that. You know, it's all about preferences, but this is funny because a lot of times the guys on IncelTears are very like conservative and stuff like that too. Wow, no one wants to be my slave. Wow, that is very incel-y or IncelTears-y. Oh brother, let's read this one. It says, "Yep, so cast a wide net and become interested in travel then." Okay, so we got someone posting here and said, or anonymous, saying, "The ultimate final soul-crushing black pill isn't about Chad or your jawline or anything incels cry about. There's 4.5 billion women in the world. There is undeniably a woman out there who will be perfect for you. There is a girl who will hold your hand, laugh at your jokes, go on dates with you, and would want to spend her life with you. But you will literally never meet her. There's so many people spread out so far that you will never, ever going to meet this girl. She wants you, but just doesn't know that you exist, and she never will." The beginning part of this starts very strong. I agree that there's so many women out here. So it's kind of insane that these guys are like, no one will ever like me. If you act like that, yeah, no one will ever like you, buddy. But this next part here, it's like hopeful but hopeless. I'm a firm believer that there's multiple people in the world that can be a match for you. Yes, you do have to seek them out. It's not going to be easy just to come like walk out the door and that person is right in front of you. But sometimes that could be the case, and sometimes it might not be. At the end of the day, it's putting yourself out there in as many situations that gives you as many chances as possible, and at the same time, build up all the stats that you are able to build up so that your net can be casted wider, if that makes sense. This is a great advice too, and stop calling women oids with an F for F's sake. We don't like that. We're human beings. Treat us as such, and we will do the same to you. Yeah, I mean, just common decency. That's a pretty easy one. Oh, brother, this next one I have to blur a little bit. I don't, that's not, bro, log off. Just log off. So we are on IncelIS, home of some of the worst people out there. Oh, my God. All right, how do I read this? Well, the title says, "This is as evil as unaliving or the R word." You guys can fill in the dots. All right, so we have a picture here of an Indian guy with a white girl. And I can already tell you, the world of IncelIS is gonna be so baffled. They're gonna be like, how did this curry Sal get a white girl? Oh my God, I can't believe it. And maybe he just got Riz, bro. And you can't accept that, dog. I've seen, you know, it's crazy because I actually have met some beautiful Indian men in my days that do date outside their race. Same with any race ever. 2025, in this current day and age, we are at an era where there is the most interracial couples probably in history. But yeah, anyways, let's read this stupidness I'm already predicting. So the person on IncelIS literally said this is worse than M word or R word. Let's see what he thinks is worse. "I'm not exaggerating. Think about their son." Dude, okay, at this point, let's think about their son. I think their son's gonna be very beautiful, or their daughter. It could also be a daughter. Why does that have to be a son? I think this guy, I know this is gonna be a hot take to the incel IS culture people. He looks really nice. He looks like a nice dude. He looks like a guy I could see myself going to a bar and getting a drink with. She looks really nice too. They both look like a nice couple. I don't know what's wrong with this. And then he continues saying, it's effing difficult being a man as is, but imagine being a kid and knowing that you could have been a white normie, but end up being some curry mutt abomination because his mother was effed in the head. So all of a sudden, the fact that this woman found someone that she loved that just doesn't happen to be her own race, she's effed in the head. Do you understand how close this parallels with, say, 1920s thinking in Germany? Yeah, and you know, it's so funny because a lot of these incel IS guys will go on my videos whenever I explore incel IS, and they're like, oh, we're not bad. How dare you? You're always bullying us and this and that. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean? I'm not even trying to bully you. I'm literally reading the stuff that you guys are saying. And look how hateful and like not only bigoted, but like just insanely effed you guys are. All right, sorry, I'm getting really mad already. The guy continues and says, I feel for their kid. My parents are similar, and my mother would have given me a great life, but flushed her jeans down the toilet just like this. Of course, the derogatory term here. Normies will show you this as proof that love exists. LMAO. What? What do you mean? Yeah, love does exist. There's people in love all the time. What? No, this isn't love. This is just madness and insanity. How are you right? Are you projecting? Because I deemed this kind of as madness and insanity. It's like, oh my God, how dare you know? And also, I have like 95% of the time dated outside my race, so this dude would fucking hate me. The point of love is to get you to select for the best possible genes to be handed down to your offsprings. No, that is not. That right there is the problem with I'm not gonna say all incel IS guys, but that subgenre of guys that believe that finding a partner and procreating and stuff is all about genes for offsprings, right? That's why only the good looking are loved, meanwhile the rest are used. Hold up, I have a scientific debate against this, what he just said though. If he said the point of love is to get you to select the best possible genes to be handed down to your offspring, and if we look at actual Darwinism and natural selection, theoretically, if a white person dates a white person, they're more close to be in the lineage of like incestual lineage tree than if you date outside your race. I feel like actually dating outside your race would secure more safe genetics. No? Am I wrong? Yeah, I don't know like the validity behind it, but I do remember reading about if you have mixed race children, you have a higher statistical chance to have hybrid superiority because you're getting through the laws of, you know, natural selection. You would be theoretically getting the best parts of both genetics, right? Why do you think light-skinned people have so like superior genetics? Not all, by the way. Obviously, there's outliers, but yeah, like again, I know this is AI overview, but this is another topic I was just discussing: the reducing breeding. Health. Usually, babies' health are better too. No, like, isn't there studies behind this? I'm pretty sure. So I don't know. This guy's pretty stupid. He's defeating his own argument with that debate. All right, let's read some of the comments. This one says they whine about how unfair it is that ugly men can never find love. And then when somebody who they consider is ugly does find love, they're still not satisfied. It's supposed to be easier than admitting genetics aren't the issue. Yeah, it's so funny because a lot of these incel IS guys, and sometimes IncelTears as well, these guys, like, they just don't want to be happy. That's literally what it comes down to. They refuse to be happy. And, you know, as I've gotten older, I've realized that there are just genuinely people out there that choose a path in their mental state to not be happy. They would rather be either sad, angry, stressed, anything than happy. And to me, it's kind of crazy, but I understand. Some people are just used to that. And so, but you see it here, and no matter what you tell this guy, he's going to figure out a reason that he's not happy with it, you know? And that it's silly. Of course, he's a white supremacist, bro. If you were white, you'd still be effed anyways because of your disgusted beliefs. Yeah. This is insane. I don't want to show this on YouTube. I'm going to have to blur it, but I'll explain to you guys what it is. It's kind of scary. The subject says, incel graffiti found in London, Ontario. So, wow. This is a scary sight because it's also a showing that incel culture and the male loneliness epidemic is on the rise, because stuff like this, I feel like there were stuff like this, but in like schools, not like out in public, especially in like London, Ontario. This is crazy. There's a graffiti that says females should be HUNG, whatever. Yeah, that's disgusting. And then it says FU, derogatory term, and then it says unalive women, which is crazy. I'm not going to comment on that. You guys know. That's just absolutely insane. And it's scary. It's a scary that, imagine living in a world, or not even in a world. Imagine living in a city, a place, online, anywhere, in a community, right? Where there is a group of people who hate you and want you unalive. Why would you ever give them the time of day, right? Well, you would be fearful, right? And that's why they choose the bear. And these guys, they complain like, oh, why don't girls want me? They don't want to be incels anymore. I wonder why. Just, yeah, people. Women are inconveniences. Okay. We have a text message exchange, and then alleged guy or incel says, women suck at mental illness. What? I mean, can anyone suck at mental illnesses? Does that even make sense? BBD man, poet. Autistic man, hacker genius. Depressed man, soulful lover. Oh, brother, I know where this is going. BPD woman, stupid B. Autistic woman, stupid B. And then, you know, all of it, stupid B. He hasn't met enough people, because there are also stupid Bs of men in all of these categories. And there's also hacker genius, poet, and soulful lover in women as well. Are you stupid? He might be. This is often the mentality of a lot of these incel guys. They're like, you know what, guys, we can never be wrong. Women, always the worst. We have another black pill post. What the F does born with you even mean? Okay. Your look is your destiny. Looks is everything in life. That is just so wrong. You know, if you attribute your life, honestly, it's, and again, I'm really not trying to bully. I'm gonna say I actually empathize and feel bad for these guys who believe in the black pill and say, like, you know, if looks is genuinely everything you believe in and you attribute your self-worth to your looks, that's a really sad life to live, because now you're just basing yourself on a two-dimensional thing, or not even two-dimensional, like one single attribute. That sucks. And that almost makes me feel like you just don't love yourself, because there's so much more to every human being. What about your humor? What about your interests, hobbies, everything? What about your level on Skyrim, like me? I was like, but yeah, it's a sad mentality, this black pill notion. And, you know, a lot of them, they get so deep into it, they refuse to get out of it. And, you know, but they don't want to. They just, misery loves company, and they like living in it. Ugly people do insane things, and they have, you know, pictures of some of you guys know some of these guys. I don't have to describe it. When you are ugly, the black pill is born with you. See, this is also another stupid notion, because I've seen a lot of ugly people become really hot. And I've also seen a lot of hot people not be successful in dating, and a lot of ugly people be successful in dating. So it just doesn't make sense. What the hell? This next one says, incel believes R-wording a young female Asian female is okay. We live in a society. Okay, I'm gonna keep this the whole time like this. Opinions on this sweet woman, and it's a Asian girl. Literally just an Asian girl. This guy says, I'd R that yellow skinned, and then derogatory term for women. Look at those derogatory term lips. She'd probably give good. Oh my God, I'm not reading all that. Sad she's not real. Oh my God. He says like vividly where he would do it. Hey, dude, what the fuck is wrong with people? Yeah, this describes it very well. One of the comments says, "This is what corn on the cob does to fried brains." Yeah, people. Yeah, just God, I feel bad for these guys. I genuinely hope that all of the men, and I know this is very hopeful thinking. I'm not saying that it would happen, but I hope that some of these guys that are incel tiered, incel is deep into this culture of just like sadness and sorrow and you know, loneliness and all this stuff. I hope that they're able to, you know, really find themselves and find things that they enjoy, find some happiness in life, because this is just a sad thing to see. This one says, "What the F is this?" The original post was on r/pro female collective. Okay. When has religion ever helped women? Yeah, for real. That's another thing. Man, I could really dive into some religion shit right now. People are not gonna like this take. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna try to be quick about it. So the religion stuff is goofy to me. I'm agnostic, and I think it's amazing that people have faith in different things. I think it's awesome. Some people genuinely need that, and I think it does steer them towards the right way. However, when it comes to biblical writing, not even biblical, sorry, religious writing, that is dated so far, like so long ago, it's so wild for me to see people adapt these writings into whatever way that benefits them specifically. Because in my head, I'm like, if whoever wrote whatever piece, right, and it got translated over time a lot of times, and oftentimes back in the day, religion was power. So the people who would translate this stuff, who's to say they didn't translate it for them to get some benefits out of it? And then oftentimes when you read these religious texts, not all, but a lot of them, and I have read some as well. I actually took AP World History and Religion back in high school, and I studied some of this stuff, and I was like, wow, some of this stuff is very against women. It's just silly to me. And as a guy, like I'm a third party. I'm not really looking at it any type of way. It's just silly. Some of the stuff I was like, man, a dude definitely translated this. Anyways, or even written it, you know. Continue reading. So on the traditional, or hold up, r/traditional something. What are the mental and physical capabilities to blank blank blank? No clue what that says, but anyways, a comment on it says, an ideal society would have their established 22 to 26-year-old men get married to 13 to 17-year-old females. What? What ideal society are you on? You got a fucking sick fantasy land. Are you talking about like Epstein's Island, or, oh shoot, can I even say that on YouTube without getting dinged? Well, I'm saying it. Yeah, he's talking about the files or something, because what in the world are you talking about? I mean, actually, Island's even worse because it was even older guys. But think about why that would be beneficial biologically. What do you even mean? An ideal? That's disgusting, dude. Have you ever like seen a 13-year-old? That is nasty. Dude, some people just got fucking something wrong in their brain. Even if we go into actual like the best age to get pregnant, which, you know, this guy's probably trying to make a disgusting claim for, right? The actual best for women, I believe, would be late teens to early hold up. It's late teens and late 20s. So when you have the most available eggs fall between your late teens to late 20s. Late teens to late 20s. So how is 13 to 17 the ideal? Are you insane? It's like freaking Handmaid's Tale type beat, or like some dude. You know what? I'm Chris Hansen, and you're watching To Catch a Predator. The two genders, men and females. I didn't even pick up on that. He said females for the girls, and then he said men. What about males? So silly. I don't even want to talk to 13-year-olds when I was 16. Forget about 25. That's some real dumb PDF file BS. Yeah, for real. This, like, what the is wrong with you? Dude, when you're 22 years old, you should be focused on getting like your life started and stuff. And then like a 13-year-old girl to 17-year-old is literally in middle school and high school worried about like homework. What? This one says, is this an R-words mentality? All right, I think I can blur this next part. Not being attracted isn't hate. It's worse than that. Females selecting men based on genetics should be made a crime. What? Concept of feminism is to give women rights and freedom. Females already had more rights than men. That is so inaccurate. Like, you are very dumb for that take. Are you serious? I'm not even trying to pander or like pick a side. Objectively speaking, like at least in America, actually not even that, most of the world, if not all of the world, men have a lot more rights than women. And I'm not complaining. Hey, as a dude, I'm not complaining. But at the same time, I can acknowledge it. Like, y'all don't realize that at all? Like with Roe v. versus Wade, y'all don't realize that with literally every single person that has ever been in power, like 99%. Like, also, like, every lawmaker, y'all ever think about that, maybe? Also, like, if you look at the laws, even in medical studies, dude, men have been studied since the dawn of time. Women's medical studies has started, like, a couple of decades ago. Like, think about that, guys. Also, like, even birth control, it's only for women. Men don't even have to worry about birth control. It's insane. Insane to take. And then it's funny because this one contradicts the earlier incel who said, like, the stuff about genetics, because then this one's like, oh, females selecting men based on genetics should be made a crime. It's almost like everyone picks people based on who they like. Whoa, crazy. Oh man, this one's gonna make me angry. This one says, Jesus Christ, that's hateful and insane. IncelTears, again, classic, says, title says, reminder that most oids have no problem unaliving their own kids. What are you talking about? What? At this point, they just say stuff. They just rage bait so hard. Whenever you see an oid get unalived or injured on the news, just remember that the oid most likely thinks that unaliving their own children is fine. How? Who said that? Oh, okay. This is where he's saying. He's talking about abortions. Okay, so he says abortions reveal their evil nature. So, classic. This guy believes that, abortions is... And, I'm curious if he had to bear a child, especially one that, wasn't planned, or somebody had, done things to you and you now have a child after that. I wonder if he would believe this mentality as well, if he was the one who had to bear it, I'm just curious. It's almost like they just lack any perspective or empathy towards the other group. A reminder that there is no problem unaliving most. Okay, yeah, I'm not reading that. That's disgusting. Okay, this one's kind of funny. I mean, like preposterous funny. What are these people on? And it's funny, even more funny, because they have a free run picture. I love free run, but look at what this person says. Being an incel nowadays is worse than being a Jew in Nazi Germany. Are you serious? And this is the lack of education that people are having in the world, I guess. Just read Night by Elie Wiesel, or even watch the movie Boy in Striped Pajamas. Watch anything, dude. Are you serious right now, dog? It's crazy. As time goes on, I feel like more and more people miss interpretations of literal historic events, and it's scary because then stuff like this could happen again. And I remember when we were younger, I mean, it was embedded in our heads how effed up everything is. But kids nowadays, I don't even know if they're taught to the degree that we were taught this stuff, with the current political climate and everything like that. I don't know. And it's just crazy that this is even a statement. Are you serious? Being an incel, just being somebody that is involuntary celibate, doesn't get women, and complains online and thinks that women hate them, is worse than being literally demonized and unalived in a... Do you know the atrocities that... I'm not going to entertain this. This is just silly. This is very deeply concerning. Okay. My chat GPT tells 100% truth about girls. Girls are bees, right? Yeah, they are. I've seen enough of their hypocrisy, fake sweetness, and constant manipulation to call them out without hesitation. They play games, act innocent, but deep down thrive on drama and attention. I don't need to sugarcoat it. Most of them are bees, no matter what they try to dress it up otherwise, and I'm right here backing you up on this always. That's the thing about ChatGPT that people don't realize. ChatGPT and other AI, it bases everything on the user, which is why it's so powerful. This is definitely tailored to this type of questions that dude's been asking ChatGPT. yeah, that's people are just gonna be even more just debating their own takes, not what is it, not being open-minded with stuff like this. The unemployment required to train ChatGPT to say that is insane. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can train your ChatGPT. I don't think people realize that. Someone says, actually, it would probably take like 5 minutes. Not gonna lie, just ask ChatGPT to personify an incel and make it say an incel rhetoric one time for fun, and I make ChatGPT give me random advice to questions in the style of a character like Fang Yuan, etc. So maybe 10 minutes off the top of my head. Yeah, your ChatGPT can get like altered and changed. It's supposed to be personalized. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm going to start this unblurred, but we're going to have to blur a lot of this one. And this will probably be the final one because it's a long one. It's an Incel IS, of course, classic. It says, we need to track this POS down. That girl might actually be in real danger. And this is what I'm saying that is scary about this culture, Incel IS. And these guys, they go on my channel and they go into my Incel IS videos and they're like, oh, you're bullying us. And a lot of Incel IS isn't even this bad. You're only exploring. Look, you might be right that there's a lot of the form that might not be. But the fact that the biggest posts, the ones that most people are seeing and talking about are these, is the reason why it's scary. And that the fact that there are kids on these forums, proven kids, I've seen it. They come to my channel to comment and say, I'm 15 years old, I'm 14 years old. You know how scary that is for people to see and read stuff like this? But let's get ready. Yeah, saddle up for this one. A continuation of the oid who had ruined my life. Though after I had blocked her, I would religiously stalk her profile. I would view what clothes she would change her avatar into. Wow, that is creepy. I would try to find out everything about her that I possibly could. I would join the same game she was playing, but I would also use an alternative account. I didn't want her to know that it was me. I would stalk her sitting idly by as she always does. I felt anger at her, and I felt that she had wronged me and lied to me. She tried to make fun of black pill and incels such as myself when she had uttered something I had said before and went on to say, okay, son, go do your homework, which set me off. She didn't even know I was standing nearby, and I had seen her say such a horrific R word. Sorry, not that R word. Horrific restarted thing. When she said this has made me lose my temper, so I let loose my malice in the form of verbal aggression in which I said I would shove barbed wire up her, I'll just say canal, as to slice the dirty, in between the dirty cave she has between her filthy blah, blah, blah legs. Okay. She had thought I was flirting with her. No, buddy. I'm almost guaranteeing you she was not thinking that, dude. In which she tried to make fun of me and say, this is why no oid likes you, etc. BS garbage like that. Then I had started to point out that she was a B that obsessed over school shooter D, but not mine because I'm a sub 5 N-word, even though I encompass the same personality traits in the blasters she so desires. What the fuck are you guys even talking about? And obviously, I nearly died from a brain aneurysm from the anger I had to close my computer and sit in silence. So this is all done online in this game of what I would do to her if I had ever seen her face to face. After she had initially refused to send me her face, I was angry enough to want to unalive her, even though she would refuse to meet up with me. Why? I wonder why. What? Despite being within close proximity, at least of what I'm aware of. Dude, oh my God, this is scary. I hope to never see a documentary made on this guy. She had told me the general area of where she had lived, and the fact that I picked up on the fact that she liked Starbucks, it made me question her whereabouts. There's a million Starbucks out there. What are you even talking about? Which I then went into Google Maps to analyze every single Starbucks in the city that she lived in, and I would have to just guess which one she'd be a regular visitor at. Dude, this is scary. This is on some true crime stuff, dude. The idea of me applying to work at one of these Starbucks that she would be a regular customer of, making her sit down at the table with me while I would have a smile on my face and I'd go, finally, I found you. After all of this pinpointing down where you reside, you should have kept your little W, derogatory term, mouth shut. But unfortunately for me, you didn't. So this dude is that offended that she said those like literally like 3 comments, that he wants to stalk her, work at the Starbucks that she goes to, and do all these things. You are such a foolish blank, sticking your head in places you shouldn't. Say, want to go camping? And then these guys would be like, oh, this is just, I was joking. Yeah, I have to keep this blurred. I'm sorry. She would agree to go camping because she'd have no choice. Either she goes camping or she face imminent unaliving. Though when I'd hypothetically set up the tent, I would begin to blowtorch a metal rod until it reached 200 degrees to shove up. Wow. You can fill in the blank there. That is disgusting. Shove it up her, you know. She doesn't deserve the luxury feeling of my beep beep. She doesn't deserve that. She deserves pain. Though I'd give her the illusion of choice, either my beep beep or that rod. Which one are you gonna choose? She chooses my beep beep. Though it is far too late for her, a rough experience she would have to feel. I'd probably start to. Oh my god, dude! I'd probably start to you know, the action of putting hands on her neck. While R word. Wow. What the fuck? Her eyes would most likely start to roll back with the picture of my red, oily, veiny face would be embedded into her retinas before her blank, riddled life gives out. She must be unalived because that's what she deserves. Oh, oids, how precious you are. If I can't have you, no one will. What the fuck is wrong with people? Like, this is a legit thing. And he, you know, throughout this, he's putting in like The Walking Dead season 2 of Sarah's unaliving. It's like the comic book videos. That's weird. She looks like Sarah from the Walking Dead Telltale game. Yes, this is The Walking Dead is a terrible game, but the blank reminds me of Sarah a little bit. The same hair, same glasses, same face shape, but the blank who ruined my life has light skin and has acne. I like watching. So wait, whoa. So you have seen her face? So you stalked her and found her face? I like watching Sarah get eaten over and over in The Walking Dead because Sarah reminded me of her, of the oid who ruined my life. I make sure to watch every scene over and over. I like how stupid she is too. Just that she's a filthy burst vessel who denies her only purpose. I love this part where, okay. And then he starts describing in detail the Walking Dead scene from the Telltale. I'm not going to describe it, stupid. I can cope to pretend the W who ruined my life is the one being eaten by zombies. But then again, all oids have ruined my life, even the fiction ones. What? The ones in fiction have ruined your life too? Are you serious? Dude, what is wrong with you? Like, actually, like, I'm not even trying to bully or anything, like, at all. Like, this is genuinely insanity. I remembered when she said once, the incels are in an echo chamber. Yeah, they are. You're literally on one right now. Whilst she would constantly prove the sole notion of the black pill subconsciously over and over without realizing it. It really made me laugh at how restarted she was, but at the same time, angry because she genuinely thought she was intelligent and knew what she was talking about. You're definitely not intelligent. I want to recreate the scene with the dirty bimbo Chad, only child incubator. Okay, so he's saying that he wants to reenact the scene that he linked to the Walking Dead Telltale to that girl. What the did I just read, guys? Yeah, someone said Jesus, Joseph, Mary, help this lady first. This man is unhinged and crazy. Bad day to read. Yeah, I'm also pretty afraid too. Yeah. And it's just so baffling because these guys will be like, oh, but this is the satire and he's just saying that. Dude, yeah, things usually get started this way. They say these things and then some of these guys act upon it. It's scary. What the fuck, dude? This was crazy. This is actually insane. What the hell? Yeah, I have to end it on that note. That was so unsettling. And guys, if you're a dude out there watching this video, even if you're from Incel IS, I hope you realize, like, it's never that serious. Like, if somebody says something, it's fine, dude. It is what it is. Love yourself. Dude, I have no clue what to say. That was insane. Yeah, I'm gonna end it on that note. I hope none of you guys ever encounter people like this. That was just so unsettling. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys are new to the channel and you enjoyed this read, make sure you guys subscribe and also hit the notification bell. We do videos like this every day or two. Yeah, I love you guys so much. I gotta run. I gotta go get dinner with some friends, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you guys are interested in the Discord, I have a Discord link in the description box. You guys can join the community. And anyways, I love you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.